What's going on, guys? It's Noah here with Custom RC Mods, and in today's video, as you can see, we've got the FT Simple Soarer on the bench right here, and it's a great little glider. If you guys saw the Made in Flight, however, it can't just be a truck glider forever. We need to do some more stuff with it. So today I'm going to be adding a high start hook to it and showing you guys how to as well. It's a quick, easy little tutorial to do. First, we're going to remove the wing because obviously we don't need that to attach a hook to. You can see right here we have our fuselage, and I went ahead and marked the CG right about here. But if you guys have a simple Soarer, you don't need to worry about a CG. It's just for your own glider that you might be adding this onto as well. So basically, a high start hook is going to be a passive control release method, meaning that you don't have to flip a switch or have a servo or anything. It's automatically going to release based on your flying attitude as well as altitude and the angle of the string off the ground. So let's go ahead and go through what you're going to need for today's build. And first things first, you're going to need some string. Now you guys might be looking at this and thinking it's quite the mess, and I assure you, yes it is. But this is a kite string right here with some pink like twine string something around it. It's just so I could extend it. This is what I did in my past Simple Soarer high start planes, and it worked pretty well actually. I wasn't too surprised in terms of my expectations and things like that, but it's just a lot of string, and this is a good option. But if you have kite string, that'll work well, or fishing line even would be fine as well. You're going to need a jumbo size paper clip, preferably metal, not insulated at all. That's going to make it so that your hook slides off a little bit easier. This is what we're going to be making our hook out of, and then we're going to have this key ring right here that we're going to attach to the end of the string. You can also use like a zip tie or something, as well as a drag method, and this is a little streamer right here that's about 18 inches long. I went ahead and got this off a big long roll streamer, but if you have like paper or tape or something that you can make something out of, or even just like general 50-cent streamer that you can find at the dollar store, that would work too. Something that can produce some drag, that's what we're going to need to do first. You're obviously also going to need hot glue for the hook part as well. So first things first, we're going to take our string and find the end. You can see my end's right here, and I'm going to set the rest off the side so it doesn't sore your eyes. And we're just going to do a little overhand knot on a bite, which is what it's called. It's just a basic loop knot. You just tie your little pretzel knot backwards on itself, just like so. I bet everybody here has tied one of these little knots. Basic, simple, and strong. That's all you need to do right on the end. So now you have a nice loop to attach things to. Then we're going to take our key ring and feed the string right onto the key ring. Alright, and now with it on the key ring, you can see that is going to be our basic end right there, but we do need to add our drag streamer right there. Same exact thing for the most part. I would just recommend tying off it with a few little knots. It's not going to have an incredible amount of load on it, so if you just take 2 knots or whatever you got in your knot tying toolkit will work fine. And there you go. Just tie that up. Make sure it's slightly solid. If you really want to make sure that it's not going to fall off, maybe put some hot glue around here. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this end of the string, which is going to be obviously, this part's going to attach to our Simple Soarer right here through the key ring and cause drag and fall off later. So now it's time to take our paper clip and make the actual hook itself. So this is a little bit more of a technical process. We're just going to go ahead and unfold it just like so, so we can get everything all good to go. And you can see right here, I'm just going to go ahead and fold it into a shape like this. So just follow along. It's just a little triangle with a hook sticking down like right there. Once we have this shape, we're going to go ahead and take our pliers right here, just like so, and bend it out about 45 degrees, just like that. And you can see now we have a triangle and a hook just hanging down like that. So basically this triangle is going to hold it down inside the fuselage right here, and then the underside is going to poke through the bottom of the fuselage and go to the outside of the Simple Soarer. So let's go ahead and install it on the plane. If you guys have the Simple Soarer, you're going to install it right out in front of here. If this is a tow design, you could do something similar all the way up at the front of the plane. However, since this is going to automatically generate lift on its own by pulling from the underside and pulling the fuselage up like so, we're going to go ahead and install it down here so it does that rather than you having to pull it up. And that's going to make it so that the string isn't going to be pulling the nose down on the CG, of course, as you're flying along. It's going to pull from around the center of gravity. However, we're going to do it in front so that it doesn't pull it and it's a little somersault backward, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the inside of the fuselage right here. I just like to fold the hatch back like that, and I'm going to place it right around in this area, like so. Make sure there's no obstruction from anything else. But if you guys have the simple Soarer, just kind of point straight down into there, about an inch off of this line right there, and you should be pretty good to go. So first things first, to install this, just go ahead and bring it in straight down like that, so we can punch it through. Then slip it down in and get it nice and centered right where you want it, and punch it right through the foam. And in my case, I'm punching it through poster board and tape, but once it's through, and you can see right there, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, so once we got that installed, now is a good time to take your ESC or whatever BEC you're using to power the plane and push it off to the back so it doesn't get hot glue on it. And you're basically just going to take your hot glue gun and with a bunch of globs of glue, just go everywhere in here. And be mindful, if you do have a separating fuselage from the nose, mine doesn't, but if you guys have that, you might want to separate it now just so you don't accidentally fuse the nose and the rest of the fuselage together. But you can see this like triangle area on the inside right here. We're just going to go ahead and coat that all in glue. Alright guys, so now you can see our glue is thoroughly drying. We've applied it, and now we're just going to give it about 2 minutes total to make a firm bond to the bottom of the fuselage. Make sure it's heavily coated so it doesn't come apart, because obviously that's going to be what holds your plane to the string. So if that comes apart, then you have a really bad day on your hands. Anyway, as you can see, we're just making sure that it stays firmly fused to the bottom of the fuselage. If it ever comes up, you can poke it down with a barbecue skewer or a pair of needle nose pliers or whatever you have lying around, just to make sure that it stays in place. And don't worry about the underside right here. We'll fix that hook in a minute in the next step. Just make sure to hold up the bottom so it doesn't get shifted as you're gluing. Alright guys, so now as you can see, our glue is thoroughly dried. You want to make sure that it's cool to the touch as well as it's solid and doesn't stick to your fingers when you feel around under there. So we're going to go ahead and close up the hatch and focus our attention to the bottom side. And it's just been stuck through, so there's nothing crazy about the angle it's at right now. We're going to go ahead and line it up so it's going straight on with the fuselage and poke it back. So there's about a 10-degree angle or so just from the bottom of the fuselage to this paper clip right here. And that's the completed hook. You want to make sure to reinforce it the best you can. I'd recommend putting a little dot of glue right up there, just like so, just so that it doesn't move and that hole doesn't widen as you do high start after high start on this thing. Alright, so basically how this is going to work, as you can see, we've got our glider. We're going to take the key ring and hook it onto the front. The operator, whoever's flying the plane, can go ahead and hold the glider at the back. And at this point, the tow person or the bungee or whatever you're using is going to be all the way up to the front. It's going to be a flat string. And then as it releases or as the person starts running, the glider is going to create lift and bring the string up with it. The string will still obviously be providing that forward momentum, but it's going to pull the glider through the air, and it'll go up and up and up until it slips off once it reaches the very peak of the ascent, and the string is directly vertical. The drag from this streamer right here is going to cause it to pull back, and you'll be released on your own at the very highest maximum point. You can adjust this whether you want it to release earlier. If you want it to release earlier, you can go ahead and make a wider angle right here so this keyring slips off a little bit easier. Or if you want it to release later, you can push it all the way down so it's basically parallel with the rest of the fuselage, and that will make it so it takes it to the very, very last point until it falls off. So other than that, that's pretty much it for my glider high start system. Very simple, but very effective. It should be durable. Of course, it's metal on metal, so there's not going to be a chance for this little loop to fray or the foam to get torn into. There's a lot of similar methods like this, such as the Velcro method or the method they use in the glider high start challenge from Flight Test. But I really like this one because, again, it's metal on metal, nice and durable, and it creates repeatable results every single time. Anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and try it out on your simple Soarers at home, or any other glider you have for that matter, and tell me what you think about it. I've been really developing this system over the past year and a half on my different simple Soarers and things like that, and I'm definitely going to be providing a lot more content with this system on my channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.